Take two, action. Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Today I have a very funny video. This is gonna be a story about how I got cheated on at prom, and since prom season is approaching, I figured I would go ahead and share this story with you guys. At the time it really wasn't funny at all, but now that I'm older, I can kind of look back and just be like, to hell with him, to hell with everybody that was involved in this freaking situation. So I really want to put a disclaimer out there because the assumptions that I'm about to make could very well be false, but I know that they're not. Women, we just have an intuition, we know. And I'm gonna tell you from the beginning of our relationship until prom, because I feel like you have to know every little detail to kind of understand why I would feel the way that I felt. So with that being said, let's get into the story. So I guess I can't tell a story unless I tell you guys how I met my boyfriend at the time. I'm gonna name him Shady because this mother was always throwing shade. He was always throwing shade, didn't matter. Even if it wasn't fucking sunny, he was throwing shade. Anyways, I met him because in 12th grade, I went to trade school. Sorry, I'm looking at whoever's outside. I went to trade school, and the place that I went to like had multiple trades. It was called BOCES. I don't know if you guys have it in any other states. I don't think so. I think it's a Long Island thing. So I had went to BOCES, and I took up cosmetology school, and he was in carpentry. So actually I bagged him up. Like, I approached him first. I'm gonna let you guys know exactly how I did it, okay? This is the most dumbest thing ever, but we had a blackout, and I've been telling the girls in my cosmetology class that I wanted to talk to him for like a really long time, but I was just afraid to. So I was like, you know what, forget this, like I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna talk to him today because it's the perfect opportunity. If I'm ugly, he can't see me because it's dark. That was really my thought process. So freaking stupid. So anyways, this took place around April. Yeah, this took place in April because it was getting ready for prom to the school year was ending, and I was like, oh my god, like I have to say something to him. It's April, I'm graduating in June. I may never see him again. So I approached him. I'm like, hey, I was like, you're really cute and I have a crush on you. And he was like, oh word? Like, it took nothing. It took nothing. And I feel like this is the first sign, okay? It took nothing for me to bag this man up. It was literally like, I talked to him, we exchanged numbers, and then next thing you know, we was hanging out all the time. So that was first things first. And then we pretty much used to chill all the time. The first time we hung out, we went to the movies, and then second time, since he picked the date, I decided to pick the date. And this is when I realized that he was just hella shady. This is when I realized that Shady was hella fucking shady. I decided to do monster mini golfing, which I thought was cool. Like, I'm more of like an experienced adventure type of person, and he's more of just like, let's Netflix and chill, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to do things, I like to experience things. I've never been golfing before in my life, so I was like, oh, this will be dope, like let's do some monster mini golfing. And so we went to the place, and his face is just like why are we here? And he just looks pissed off. Like, he looks so pissed off. So when we first get there, he's just sitting there like, so they have like an arcade part of it. So we started, you know, playing some arcade games or whatever. And then he finally like loosened up a bit, and he was like, okay, we can do the golfing. After that motherfucker was over, you know what he said to me? He was like, oh, that was so childish. Like, I can't believe you would pick that for us to do. And I never picked another date after that. I should have left him then, but I didn't. So I never picked a date ever again after that. So that's pretty much how I met him. Now, mind you, I met him at trade school. So this means we didn't go to the same school. He lives 30 minutes away from me. So yeah, it was like kind of like a long distance kind of thing, okay? So yeah. So let's fast forward to one day I went to his house, okay? Went to his house, we're chilling, we're watching a movie, he gets a phone call. Now, around this time, I didn't have a smartphone. I didn't know anything about smartphones, so I was always kind of skeptical of what he was doing, but because I knew that I didn't know what, you know, I didn't know about technology like that. So he gets a phone call, and like as I said, I'm a little skeptical, so I take a peek at who's calling him. And I'm just gonna say the name was Diva, okay? So I see Diva, whatever. Obviously it must be a female, because as soon as the phone rings, he gets up, he goes in the room, and he starts having a conversation. What the conversation was about, I have no idea to this day. All I know is that he was on the phone for a long ass time. So then I went in his room and I go knock on the door like this. So I knock on the door, right? And he was like, what, like I'm on the phone, like you can't just wait. So he's getting an attitude because I knocked on the door, and I'm like, okay, like you're doing the most right now. So then he finally tells me, he gets off the phone, he comes out, he's like, yeah, you know, I was on the phone with somebody that's like my best friend, like we're like brother and sister, we call each other up all the time, no matter what, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So he, as time goes on, he doesn't really say much about her anymore, so that was kind of weird. I'm just like, okay, like she's your best friend, like why? I never met her, you know? I never met her. So that was that. Now here comes prom. My prom is coming up, his prom is coming up. I was going to my prom. I was not just gonna go to his prom to make him happy, whatever the case may be. So I wanted to go to my prom. Unfortunately, I went to my prom by myself because he didn't want to go. And for his prom, I went to his prom. So my prom came up first. I already had my dress, and then it was time for his prom, and thank God he liked the color that I picked out. I had picked out like a purpley bluish type of dress. I'll post a picture. And the dress was actually really tricky to match, because sometimes the dress would be like blue, sometimes the dress would be purple. It was really difficult to try to match this thing. So we had went into the city. His sister actually bought us because she was helping us with prom and everything. And we went into the city and we started picking out his dress. So then the conversation comes up. His sister is 30 years old at the time, and she's like, oh, are you gonna wear contacts? And I was like, I don't know, like Shady said that I should get contacts because like he really was feeling like uncomfortable going to prom with me if I didn't wear contacts. So now they're both telling me that I should get contacts, and this made me feel like I get it, like it's prom, you want to look like a princess, but at the same time, like why was that like a big thing for them? I don't know, like what are you trying to say, like, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of took me back a little bit. It made me feel really insecure, but I was like, you know what, it's his prom, I want to look good, I'm gonna get the contacts. So I ended up getting contacts literally a week before prom and whatnot. So while we're getting the outfit, I'm getting contacts, I had an appointment scheduled to get my makeup done. I also was trying to get us a limo because he was like, I want to get a limo. So I'm like, okay, cool, bet. I'm looking online, I'm calling up limo services, and I couldn't really get anything at like a reasonable price because obviously prom is literally coming up. So he hits me back and he was just like, hey, I don't think you should do the limo thing. My friend has a limo for us. So I was like, bet. Like he was like, oh, all we have to do is pay like $50. I'll pay for you. He did pay for my ticket for prom, and he did pay for the limo. So I didn't have to pay for any of that. So that was good. He was like, don't worry, I'll pay for you, I'll pay for me. We're good, we have a limo. So I'm like hype at this point, like yes, we got a limo, and he's telling me it's like I don't know what kind of limo it is. If I can find a picture, I'll insert a picture. But it was like a nice limo, whatever. So I'm excited at this point. You know, I'm getting my makeup done, I'm gonna have contacts, and we have the limo. Also, him and his group of friends had also planned to take the limo to prom, and then after the limo was gonna take us to a club in Manhattan. So we was like, okay, bet, like this sounds lit, like, you know, we have something to do after prom, it's cool, it's fun. And we actually paid for the VIP ticket to go. Keep all of this in mind, we paid for VIP tickets to go, okay? So okay, here we are, it's prom day. I have my makeup done. Literally, I have my makeup scheduled probably like an hour, 2 hours before prom, I believe, because it was 2 hours before prom. I got my makeup done. Then I had to drive all the way to Bayshore because that's where he lived. I had to drive all the way to Bayshore to meet up with him at his house. So I get to his house and everyone's just saying how beautiful I am and whatnot. I'll insert a picture here. This is me sitting on his couch at his house, and everyone's just saying like I look really nice, whatever. So I'm waiting for him, and his phone keeps ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing, and he's telling the person, yo, I'm gonna be there in a few minutes, I'm gonna be there in a few minutes, like we're gonna be there. So I get in the car. Me and him drive in my mom's car together because my mom was there, and then his mom and his sisters all took another car, and we drive to the person's house. So we get to the person's house and he introduces me to the girl, and she's like, hi, I'm Diva. And I was like, hi Diva, how are you? Like, you know, like I hear so much about you, da 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 da. Whatever. So now I'm hearing that that's Diva. So now it's starting to all come together. Diva's his best friend. Okay, Diva's the one with the limo, yada yada yada. I didn't think nothing of it. So then Shady explains to me, he was like, oh yeah, you know, this is Diva. Diva is my ex. So I'm like, wait, what? I'm pissed at this point. Now I'm annoyed a little bit, you know, because I'm just like, this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. Mind you, I don't know if he remembers telling me that Diva was his best friend, but now he's telling me Diva is his ex. So he's like, yeah, you know, whatever. We mad, cool. I brushed it off my shoulders because Diva was there with her boyfriend at the time. So I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, clearly she's not interested in him. So the limo's there in front of Diva's house. I get into the limo first, he gets in after. I get in, there's people already in the limo, and I'm like, hey you guys. I kid you not, everybody in the freaking limo is looking at me like, they're looking at each other, and I'm like, okay, the vibe. So now I'm sitting in the limo, it's awkward as hell, and we were actually waiting on another person, but Diva was not playing. She was like, if this girl is not here in 5 minutes, we're leaving without her. We wait 5 minutes, the girl didn't show, we left without her. So we ended up going to a park to take pictures. So we get to the park, we're taking pictures, whatever, everything's cool, yada yada. I'm kind of talking to the girls. Now, the only people that had dates was me and Diva. All the other girls did not have dates. But me and Diva did. So we took our pictures, whatever, and you know, our family is cool, whatever. We're, you know, everybody's mixing and mingling and we're having a good time taking pictures. We get into the limo. This motherfucker, excuse my language, he moves his seat to sit next to Diva and leaves me sitting next to these people that I don't even know. This is on our way to prom. So it's really awkward at this point. Mind you, the whole ride there, it was silent because this girl could not figure out how to hook up her iPod to the limo to play music. So it's dumb quiet or whatever. And then finally my boyfriend was like, oh, try to hook it up with my phone. So then we finally get music and people are kind of sort of like, you know, interacting now. And they were like, oh, you guys want to take shots? We got liquor, we got whatever. So at the time I didn't drink, but I didn't want to be awkward and be the only one to not do anything because they're already not feeling my vibe for whatever reason. And I was like, okay, you know, I'll take a sip. So I literally took a sip, like, and then that was it. And they were like, you want more? I'm like, no, I'm good. So we finally get to the place, the venue, and we go in. I'm excited at this point. I'm trying to have a good time because I didn't just spend all this money for nothing, okay? I'm trying to have a good time. We go into the party and there's people dancing, people are having a good time. Everybody that we were with is literally just sitting down at the table. Sitting down at the table, talking about people, throwing hella shade. My boyfriend is not talking to me. He's talking to Diva. Diva's boyfriend looks annoyed. And then all of a sudden, people start leaving one by one, right? So the next thing you know, me and Diva's boyfriend are sitting at the table. We're literally sitting at the table looking like idiots. Looking like idiots, okay? So we're like, you know, kind of not socializing. Then we finally start talking or whatever. And he's like, hey, he was like, so what school are you from? I was like, hey, I went to Longwood, whatever. And he's like, oh, that's so nice that you would come here for, you know, your boyfriend. And he's like, yo, speaking of them, like, where did they go? And I was like, I have no idea. Like, I thought that they said they were gonna go get food. But I'm like, it's taking them a long time. And he was like, yeah, you know, maybe, you know, we should see what's going on. I was like, word, let's go see what's going on. So me and him walk out. I'm looking on the food line. My boyfriend's nowhere to be found. His girlfriend's nowhere to be found. So we're like looking at each other like, what? Like, what is going on? So I go around, because the place was like a hotel. I think it was a hotel. I go around the corner. I see my man's, and he's like, what are you doing? Didn't I tell you I was gonna get the food for you? And I'm like, aggressive, huh? Like, what's wrong with you? And then I see her coming behind him. And I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna think nothing of it. Like, I'm gonna just think that maybe you went to the bathroom and for some reason she was there or whatever the case. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I cannot tell you still to this day what was going on. In my mind, I'm like, he's cheating on me. And I still firmly believe that he was cheating on me because it was just really awkward that whole night. So at this point, Diva's boyfriend is pissed off and I'm pissed off because I'm just like, you really got me sitting here looking dumb. And I thought I was gonna come here, we were gonna dance, we were gonna have fun. We didn't dance not one time. Me and my boyfriend did not dance at all. We didn't even do the cha-cha slide. Like, actually, I'm lying. I did the cha-cha slide. Everybody else was sitting down because I'm like, I didn't just do all of this, get my makeup done, get contacts for you to sit down and fucking leave me. Like, hello. So we didn't stay there long. I guess we stayed the duration of the time, but prom was nearing an end, right? We go back to the limo to get our clothes that we had for the club. We go, we get changed. I'm in the fitting room. I'm in the bathroom with all the other girls that I was with, and the only one that's talking to me really is Diva, which is why I don't really have a problem with her, but I'm a little confused at the same time. So she's like, oh, you look really nice, and you know, whatever. I'm gonna post a picture of what I was wearing. She's like, you look really, really nice, and oh, you know, we're just having a regular conversation, like, do you have lip gloss, whatever the case may be, you know, we're talking regular, but none of the other girls were talking to me. And I was just like, okay, whatever, you know. So I come out the bathroom, and then I'm waiting for my boyfriend to finish getting changed. He comes out the bathroom, he looks really, really cute. So at this point, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know if maybe I just looked hella sexy, but he's on me at this point, and we end up walking back to the limo, whatever. We're in the limo, we're chilling, we're talking. He's drinking because he has a flask, and we get to Manhattan, okay? And this idiot brings his flask in and then gets it taken away. And he was so mad because he was like, my dad gave that to me, and mind you, his dad passed away. So he was like, my dad gave that to me, like, I'm really pissed, but you know, I'm gonna try to enjoy the night. So we get in there. Music is actually pretty fucking lit. Like, I didn't see nothing wrong with the music, but everybody else had a problem. And everybody else, again, is just sitting by the bar looking like this. And then one girl was like, I'm ready to go, like I don't want to sit here no more, this is corny, this is stupid, this is whack. Like everything was just whack to them. And I'm like, yo, you guys are really some fucking bums. Like I would never ever party with y'all from Bayshore ever again, because y'all are really cornballs. Like y'all are so corny. Like had this been my high school prom was lit. Like I danced and I didn't even have a date. My high school prom was lit. This prom was so sad, and I really think it's because of people I was with, but it was corny. I wasn't feeling it. Like I was like, yo, like I cannot believe this right now. So we went to the club, nobody danced. We had VIP tickets, didn't even go to the VIP section. The VIP tickets allowed us to get drinks for the whole night, so I got 2 drinks, which was just soda. It was a high school prom night thing or whatever. So I had got 2 drinks, some Coke, which I had 2 Coca-Colas. So that was the night. We decided after, we were out until 5 o'clock in the morning. So we get in the limo, we go back home, and well, we go back to his house. We go back to his house, we're chilling on the couch, we're reminiscing and everything. He was like, you know, I'm sorry. He said like, I'm sorry that the girls in the limo seemed like really standoffish. And I was like, yeah, like what was that about? Like I don't get it. Like aren't they your friends? He was like, yeah, but I was supposed to take one of the girls to prom in the limo. And I was like, so you really out here just had me looking dumb. Like you really had me looking dumb out here. And it all made sense. It all made sense. It all tied in together. And I looked like an idiot. I looked like a complete idiot. And I was not happy about that. I was not happy about it at all. Our relationship did last for a little over a year. Mind you, at this point, we were only together for like 2 months, which seemed like a long time. But it was a cycle of events, and I just want to say this: I am 100% taking accountability for the things that happened to me. A lot more had happened in this relationship, and I want to take accountability of it because I decided to ignore the signs. And this is one of the biggest signs. I should have said, Rolanda, to hell with him. To hell with him, because clearly he doesn't respect you, and you know, he wasn't nice. So that was my prom story. It was crazy, and I don't want any of that to happen to you guys. So if you got a stupid ass boyfriend, go to prom by yourself. When I went to my prom by myself, I thought it was the best decision ever, because when you have a prom date, it's just a lot. Like it's a lot, because you gotta worry about matching, you gotta worry about this, you gotta worry about that, and it's just like, no, like go in and go do you and enjoy yourself. For my prom, I wore my glasses. I didn't even get my makeup done for my prom. I did all this stuff to make him happy, and clearly he wasn't happy. Clearly he really made me look dumb, and it sucks, but you live and you learn, and I will never be that dumb ever again. So that's my story. If you guys want me to do like another story time like this, let me know. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys.